So we're live, the next live stream after a really long break because I've stuck in Australia and I wasn't able to talk with you guys, but I'm okay, I'm still alive, and today with me is amazing person whom I met a few days ago when I started for the first time surfing in my life. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. We are in the beautiful space here, and with us is Wooly.
Hey guys, how are you all? Hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing today as we bob around out here in the ocean on our boards.
Yeah, we are here together. As you can see, we are sitting on the boards. The wind is pretty loud, but I hope you can hear us, because today we decided to do something amazing together. Thanks to Wooly for taking a part of this, because I know how important it is to talking about mental health, but also about things that making us happy and things that we enjoyed and they give us a moments of joy. And Wooly, I know that something that gives your joy is surfing. And can you tell us a few words about you? Because we will talk about mental health and sports and surfing, how those two things are connected. But maybe first you can tell us a few words about you.
Sure. So I'm a surf coach. I've been surfing most of my life. I grew up just not far from here where we're at this beach we're at today. I own a surf shop, so I've spent my whole life surfing, coaching, competing, and been lucky to spend a lot of time on the beach and around the beach, sailing, diving, fishing, swimming, just always down the beach, living at the beach. Spend a lot of time in the salt air. It's such a good thing for your mental health, and there's a lot of research around breathing, what breathing salt air can do for you, and it has a calming effect. So it's nice to be always around the ocean when you can be, when you're not stressed out at work. It's always good to be relaxing around the ocean when you can.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. And I realized this last time when I was waiting for the waves, and I thought it is really easy because I used to I really like skateboarding, snowboarding, and any sports. And when I was waiting for waves, I realized that this is a really, really good mindfulness session, because here in the ocean we have to stay present because waves are unpredictable sometimes, and we can't control them the same as we can control our thoughts. And all we can do is just observe them and learn how to surf, how to cope with them, because the ocean is really powerful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can get good days and bad days in the ocean depending on the weather. Sometimes you'll have a great surf where everything goes to plan, and other times you'll have surf where you can't do anything right, and you'll just have to stay in the now and be mindful about the situation that you're in, and stay positive and paddle for your next wave, and the next one could be the best wave of your life.
Yeah, and I also think the really important part of this is something that I read about you yesterday. Yesterday I tried to hire a bit smaller surfboard, and I know that so many people want to be like a pro as soon as possible, and the same is in OCD recovery journey, because it is not something that we can do immediately. Small steps at a time, patience, and and making small steps are really crucial to go to the point when we can finally face our worst fears. And I think the same is here, because we need time for being a good surfer.
Yeah, it's not something that can happen overnight. If you want to become a good surfer, it takes a lot of time. It takes time in the ocean, it takes fitness, it takes some mental strength, and you have to just put the time in, because you can't, it's not a sport you can learn in a day. It takes years to become a good surfer, years and years.
Yeah, and guys, the same to remember is about exposure and response prevention therapy, because as we know, we are able to face our fears, but one step at a time. We have to start with really small steps to get to the point where our worst case scenario is not scary anymore for us. And I'm pretty sure that we can do this, because a few days ago I wasn't able to stand up on the board and the waves were pretty scary for me. I was frightened. I was frightened, and few days later, after a few small steps, I was able to stand up on the board. And I think the same we can say about healing and about mental health. If we want to do progress, even small steps counts. And also here, even if you want to learn how to paddle, it is so important. And then we can think about the next steps, right?
Yeah, that's it. You start small, you learn on the beach, you get comfortable on the board, on the sand, and then you venture out a little further, catch a few small waves, and then eventually you can start slowly progressing. And when your confidence builds and you get a bit more comfortable in the water, then you can build on that and start catching waves and standing up.
Yeah, so guys, I think the most important part of this amazing conversation, first time in my life directly from the ocean with amazing Hooli, is to enjoy your life and face your fears, because we as humans are able to do incredible things, but our brains are pretty crazy sometimes, and they try to stop us for doing things that we really love. And especially with OCD, it is really important. And sometimes really small moments are pretty important to create the space when we can move forward and we can face our fears. And I think this is the best what you can do for yourself. Enjoy the moments, focus on your values, because I think here also in the ocean, when we are not present, when we are thinking about different problems, we just can miss the waves, and we have to stay at the moment here in the ocean, right?
That's it. And when you're in the ocean and you're surfing, you don't really get time to think about much else. You just tend to relax and concentrate on the surroundings that you're in, and most of your worries tend to disappear pretty quickly in the day. But then if you're going surfing at the end of the day, you wash away your day and start fresh as soon as you jump in the ocean. It just feels so rewarding, and it's easy to just forget about any problems you might have once you start to relax.
Yeah, absolutely. And only this moment when your students started staying on the board are something like, oh my gosh, I made it. I am able to do this. And a few weeks ago or a month ago, or was this almost impossible. And the same is with our mental health. Sometimes something seems to be really hard, and we can think that we are not able to face those fears because our brains are really crazy. And then we realized that with small steps we can do hard things. And I know that if we will make small steps, we will give ourselves time. That is the best what we can do, because our mental health matters, and the same you need is all you need is time, patience, and I think also self-compassion, because I'm the type of person that if someone is not going in the way I want, then I can punish myself, or I want to try as long as something will be okay. But sometimes all we can do is to let it go for a moment, because especially here in the water you can be extremely exhausted because of waves. And sometimes all you can do is go home and think that tomorrow is also a new day, and we can try once again, and finally we can do this.
Yeah, sometimes I find when I'm surfing I might be having a slightly bad day or a bit of an off day, and I do a thing called pressing the reset button. So in my mind I might have a little trigger that I use to press the reset button, and I take a big breath, and then I move forward and start surfing hopefully a little better. So sometimes it's just having that time out to press the reset button, start again, whatever it may be that you're doing, and then have another go.
And most important is that we can try again and again and again. And
that's it.
Yeah. So Wooly, thank you so much for being here with me. I know that this is so important, and if you are in Mandurah, you can visit Wooly's store. You can meet him in person. He's a really nice guy and so open. So thank you, Wooly, once again for this time with you. I hope that people will watch this later also, and we were able to show them that facing our fears and being patient with ourselves is really important. And yeah,